Today I want to show you guys how to make a homemade retinol facial serum. It also contains 1% of hyaluronic acid, so this is like the ultimate anti-aging facial serum. So here is the recipe broken down in percents. That way you can just screenshot the recipe and just refer back to it later whenever you want to go ahead and make it. So the first thing you're going to need is a digital scale, and you want to make sure it weighs to 0.01 grams because this is going to be a small amount of product. And then you're going to want a small glass container. I'm just using this 50 milliliter glass beaker to weigh everything out in. So first off, you want to weigh out distilled water. I use 13.43 grams. And you want to use distilled water because it is pure and free of toxins, pollutants, and microbes. All the impurities have been removed from it. Using normal tap water will decrease the quality and lifespan of your product, which means it's going to mold faster, and we don't want that happening to our facial serum. So next I'm weighing out 0.6 grams of vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin is a natural humectant that helps draw moisture to the skin. It seals the moisture on the top layer of our skin while the other oils work their way deep into our cells to provide long-lasting moisture. In this case, it's the hyaluronic acid because we're not using oils. Next, I'm using 0.3 grams of niacinamide, and then you just want to dissolve the niacinamide into the water. And niacinamide is also known as vitamin B3. It's an amazing anti-aging and skin-restoring vitamin. It improves the appearance of enlarged pores, uneven skin tone, fine lines, dullness, and a weakened skin surface. So now that we have everything in our water phase complete, go ahead and take the beaker and put it in a pot full of just a little bit of water, and then go ahead and grab some aluminum foil to cover up the top to eliminate anything from falling in or any water from evaporating. And you're going to want to place this pot over the stove on a medium heat and let the formulation heat up to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. Hold it there for 20 minutes. That way you can sterilize all the ingredients, and then afterwards go ahead and remove the aluminum foil and let it cool down. Right now we're at about 147 degrees, and you want to let it cool down to about room temperature. That way your cool down ingredients will stay active. So once it has reached room temperature, go ahead and place the beaker back onto your digital scale. And first I'm going to be adding in vitamin A liposomes, also known as retinol. This is basically retinol that's been combined with other ingredients. That way it is water soluble and oil soluble. So this is a very expensive ingredient. I believe I paid about $50 for just 1 ounce. But this is an amazing anti-aging ingredient. It's been proven to work, so it's totally worth it if you're serious about making a homemade anti-aging facial serum. So I added in 0.3 grams of the retinol liposomes. And retinol has been proven to boost collagen production, which reduces wrinkles and prevents fine lines. It speeds up cell turnover, evening out discoloration and brightening the skin tone. It unclogs pores, helps them look smaller, and reduces acne. So then next I'm going to be using Optiphen Plus as my preservative. And this preservative actually works best in pHs below 6, but it should still work in pHs above it. But if you guys would like to reduce the pH to anything lower than a 6, I will link a facial cleanser video down below where I actually show you guys how to reduce the pH using citric acid. It's super easy. And all I added was 0.23 grams of the Optiphen Plus. Then I just mixed everything together. And lastly, I added in 0.15 grams of hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid helps restore the moisture to the skin, it helps firm and tone the skin, it plumps skin to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles, and hyaluronic acid is actually already found in our skin naturally. But as we age, we have less of it. So it's nice to add a little bit more to our skin as we get older. This just pairs perfectly with the retinol. So go ahead and just try your best to mix the hyaluronic acid powder in with the liquid. It's a little hard, it'll chunk up a lot. There's no way to really prevent this, you just gotta work with it. So what I like to do is I just sit there and I just mix it in with a little popsicle stick, just about as long as I can until I get sick of it. Normally I do it for about 5 minutes, just to try to break up the powder as much as possible. But basically after you get sick of trying to mix it, just let it sit for anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. And eventually it'll just become this nice smooth gel texture. If it's still a little clumpy after 4 hours, maybe just let it sit overnight and I guarantee it'll be fine. You just gotta keep mixing it until you get this nice gel texture. So now that everything is complete, I went ahead and grabbed this 15 milliliter glass dropper bottle and poured everything into my bottle. So I personally love using dropper bottles, but a pump bottle works perfectly fine as well. I just wouldn't recommend a jar or anything. That doesn't work the best. Anyways, this is how the serum turned out. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite products that I make. And I also ended up making a custom label for my bottle as well. If you guys want to know how to make homemade labels, I made a video in the past. I'll link it down below. I also have a video on how to waterproof them as well. So check those out if you guys want to learn how to make your own homemade labels. So there are a few things you want to keep in mind when using retinol. So first off, if you've never used retinol before, you might want to start off with about a 0.5% rather than a 1%. Also, it's not recommended to combine this with vitamin C. So if you have a vitamin C serum, it's probably best to use that on different days than when you use a retinol serum. It's also not recommended to combine alpha hydroxy acids or beta hydroxy acids with retinol as well. It can just be too harsh on the skin. Also, it's not recommended to use it during the day. Some people do say it's okay to use it during the day. Just make sure you're using a high SPF sunblock because it can make your skin way more sensitive to the sun. Also, retinol could be too strong for some people to use every single day. I personally have been using it every day for about a month now and I've been fine and I have pretty sensitive skin, but everybody's skin is different, so just do what works for you. So if you're wondering when to use this, I like to use it at night after I've washed my face and toned my skin. I will apply my serum and then follow it with a face moisturizer. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you guys have ever tried a product with retinol before and let me know what you think of it. So one more thing, if you guys didn't know, I do sell homemade skincare products over on my Etsy shop. I will have my shop linked down in the description box if you guys want to go check it out. So I do hope you guys have a great week and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
I'm stuck in the motions. I've been consumed by the wrath of time like I'm frozen. I'm shattered in this life. It's still the path that I've chosen. Because I've had a vision. Now I'm on a mission to find myself.